See something you like? Why is... What is happening? I don't know what's going on in this guy's head. I don't know him. He is a stranger. I think it's weird that he knows how I take my hot chocolate. The bringing me in from the storm I think is nice. That's very kind. Thank you for not murdering me, but it's giving stalker and it scares me. I'm terrified right now. It's like our options are gonna be dead, locked up in Jim's basement, or living a lovely, happy life with Jim. This looks so dumb, low-key. Oh my gosh. Hello everyone, my name is Undeadjinx and welcome to Scaremas, 12 days of holiday horror. And we're playing Chilling Devotion today. Day 1, Unexpected Guest. The car's engine purred softly as it glided along the snow-covered road, creating a rhythmic hum that harmonized with the tranquility of the winter landscape. The world outside seemed hushed, as if nature itself had been silenced by a blanket of pristine snow. Aww, I longed for the snow. Through the windshield, the scene unfolded like a postcard come to life. The snow-laden trees stood tall, their branches delicately adorned with glistening crystals. Each limb reached out toward the sky, as if yearning to touch the falling snowflakes. The weight of the snow bent some branches, creating graceful arches that framed the road ahead. As the car made its way through the winter wonderland, the snowscape seemed to stretch out infinitely in every direction. The vastness of the scenery was both awe-inspiring and humbling. You continue to look around and wonder from the warmth and comfort of your vehicle. For you, this is a whole new experience coming from a busy city life. The Little Cub Cabin Retreat. It was advertised as the coziest escape in the heart of snowy mountain wilderness. Unplug and experience tranquility and unforgetting views of snow-capped peaks and towering pine trees right outside your window. It sounded like exactly what you needed at the time, and you immediately booked a cabin for one, just for a week. You look down at the directions you downloaded again. Turn onto Little Cub Trail, and it's the first cabin on the left. You slow the car as you approach a sign. Some of the letters of Little Cub peek out from under the snow. You turn into the trail and your car bumps along the unpaved snowy dirt path. You look around attentively for the first cabin you see through the increasing snowfall. The wind suddenly starts whipping the snow around with fervor, and the road ahead of you quickly disappears. You feel a pang in your chest at the sight, and your breath quickens. Your eyes begin darting between the trees looking for this damn cabin. So much for the forecast of light snow today. Hopefully you get there soon in case the snow gets worse. Aww, finally. You had been looking forward to this getaway for a couple of weeks, and there it is. You take some time to finally take in the exterior from the safety of your car. Now, the idea of a private snowy cabin makes you... Aww. I'm excited. I lost my mouse for a second. You're excited! You've been looking forward to this ever since you booked it. Oh yeah, for now, I think there's only 2 days of this game that are out. I don't know how many days are gonna be in the completed version. And apparently there are a ton of choices you can make, and a potential love interest, I think? That's about all I know. Everything is so new and fascinating, and you've mentally planned out various activities you could do. From staying by the fire with a good book, to hiking to see some of these snow-capped peaks, there would be something for whatever mood you'd be in. Maybe just catching up on sleep and resting would be enough to look forward to. You squint through the falling snow trying to make out the numbers on the cabin. The snow is really starting to come down quickly, and you feel an urgency to get indoors. Snow had covered the sign, but this one looked like the picture in the booking, so you pulled onto the snow-covered path. You feel a wave of relief to have finally arrived. The drive up the mountains was like Rainbow Road. Mario is canon in this universe. And then the snow, while beautiful, made for an even more challenging drive. Your little cabin is surrounded by trees, and there are no neighbors in sight. A large stretch of wilderness ensures you plenty of privacy. You hurriedly lug your stuff out of your car up to the cabin. It's not much, just a suitcase for the week. Looking at the snow, maybe you should have packed even thicker winter clothes. The icy environment chills the delicate skin on your face. You bound up the cabin, eager to get out of the cold. Ah, it's already unlocked. Is this normal for remote cabins? No, there's a person in there! It looks so cute. Gosh, I'm like hearing noises and I can't tell. It's like weird because my hat is like lifting my hat is lifting my headphones off of my ears a little bit so I can hear outside more. And I have my window open because my building's turned on the heat for the winter, but it gets too hot in my room with the heat on and my computer on, especially when I'm like streaming and recording. So I have the window open, trying to get some ice cold fresh air in here, and I can't tell if noises are coming from the game or outside. As you step inside, the warmth of being out of the elements immediately greets you, but it could certainly be warmer. This looks so cute though so far, oh my gosh. That was like my favorite thing to do when I lived in the States. I love to get like an Airbnb like a couple hours away from where I lived, especially because I live with my parents, and take like a little 2-3 day vacation. Although I've never done it during the winter, and I feel like I should. That would be a lot of fun. But I love going on little like getaways where it's just like yourself and you have time to, well, I would use them to write, so it's probably what I would do. I'd probably just watch movies and write. Oh, fireplace. You set down your things by the door and quickly set about lighting a fire in the fireplace. Conveniently, there's some wood and a lighter by the hearth. Actually, no, I think I did stay someplace during winter time, but like it was cold, but not cold enough for snow. And I also remember there was a lake in their backyard, and they were like, oh yeah, if you came during the winter, you could go out on the lake. And I was like, oh, cool. Thanks. You take in the cabin's interior, and it's as cozy as described, if not a bit more messy than expected. Did they not clean up the place? There's stuff still laid out on the table. Oh, that's true. Looks like the place hasn't been swept in a while, too. It has a lived-in feel and is ready for someone to move in. The warm glow from the hearth dances across the rustic wooden walls and furniture. It was cozy and inviting. Some books are resting on the worn wooden table and shelves. You hurry over to inspect the tiny kitchenette, and you are pleasantly surprised that it is fully stocked. Wow, it looks like mystery meat and a lot of junk food. Still, that's pretty generous of the people running this place. You'd expected to get food later in town when the snow let up. It's a bit of a drive, but there is a small town with a grocery store around here. You can look more closely around the rest of the cabin later. Right now, you just wanted a warm drink. You look in the kitchen drawers and find a couple of options to choose from. All of them are the instant drink variety, but beggars can't be choosers. What do you want to drink? Tea! Actually, wait. All of these sound really good. If it's gonna be instant, I think I would prefer hot chocolate. You grab a packet for an instant hot cocoa, then you find a pot and start to heat some water on the gas stove. Oh, thank goodness. I prefer drinking my hot cocoa with water. Which I know is a little weird, but most of the time when I make it with milk, like literally cow milk, oat milk, soy milk, the milk gets too thick. And then I feel like I'm drinking pudding. So my favorite method for making hot chocolate is to do like half water and then half milk. But also I will just do all water if I'm too lazy to use milk. It's been a while since you've used one of these. You check your phone and there's no signal. You do spot a landline on the countertop if you need to call anyone. Been a while since you've seen one of these too. Another reminder for how far from civilization you are. The pot of water simmers on the stove, and you pour some into a cup for your hot cocoa. The smell of hot cocoa fills the room, and the warmth from the cup warms your frozen hands. The window rattles suddenly, and you jump from your thoughts. The snowing from earlier has really picked up into a storm, the heavy fall of snow blurring the landscape out of the window. The wind howls and rattles the windows again. The sharp erratic bursts made you flinch every time. Snow now slams against the cabin in chaotic flurries. You wonder if the windows would hold against the storm's fury. That's a bit concerning, but it's a perfect contrast to the safety of the cabin. The cabin was a small sanctuary that was holding back the icy wilderness beyond its walls. Luckily, you have food here and made it before the weather took a turn for the worse. Snowed in or not, you were planning on hunkering down here initially anyway. Hunkering or bunkering? Just as you start, well, I guess bunkering makes sense. I've always said hunkering. Like hunker down, bunker down. Just as you started settling in near the hearth with your hot drink, there was a knocking at the door. You snap your head towards the sound and you feel your heart racing with fear. You weren't expecting anyone, and the thought of a stranger here in the middle of nowhere during a snowstorm sent a shiver down your spine. But maybe it was the cabin host, or someone that needed help. Or maybe we're in the wrong cabin, and this is that person's cabin. You set down your drink on the table gently and look toward the door. What will you do now? Check the window. Ah! Who is it? You try to calm your nerves while you wait for an answer. And an answer doesn't come. What the hell? You hold your breath and wait to see what happens. For what feels like a couple of minutes. Ah! Wait! There is no more knocking or sounds over the freezing winds. Why is me checking out the window not an option? There's no people on the door, so you can't see who it is from the door. Eventually, thank you. Thank you. We go to the window and take a peek, but we don't see anyone. It's hard to see it with the snow already frosting the glass and forming an icy crust along the edges of the panes. Hopefully, whoever it was just left. Maybe they got the wrong place. As you're about to return to your seat, you hear the click of the lock. Time slows and your body tenses from the noise. The hinges of the door creak open as the biting and cold wind rushes in. The snow bleakly obscures your vision as it flurries towards you. Oh my god, it's a stranger! And there, a tall, looming figure towers over you before you can act. Your mind races with fear and uncertainty. Who are they? What do they want? You take a hesitant step back, your heart pounding in your chest. Hi, can I help you? You wait for them to speak, to move, to do anything, but they just stand there, unmoving, like a statue. His eyes glint faintly as they're fixed on you. The intensity is heavy enough to make you shiver. You can't help but feel trapped under his gaze. As you are about to utter a word, the stranger's face finally cuts through the silence. Voice. Did I say voice or face? I don't even remember. It's a deep voice that matches his intimidating form. There's a slight southern drawl to it. What are you doing in my house? Huh? Yo, what the fuck? I'm gonna cry! Let me out! Just kidding, what are you doing in my swamp? The stranger's masked face remains unreadable as they shut the door behind them, sealing you both inside. Okay, but why did you leave the door unlocked? The stranger pulls down his mask to reveal his face. Oh, well dressed, I see. He begins dusting off the snow from his clothes and goes to hang up his overcoat by the door naturally. I'm Jim. This is my place. Okay, well, Jim, your name... I just think it's a dumb name. The shirt and the necklace and the earrings and the beanie and the long hair. It's not giving Jim. It's giving XX Shadow Lord. Let me stop. You stare speechlessly at this casual statement as if he's not aware of the scare he just gave you. What's your name? My name Jinx. Jinx. He's not very happy about my name, which is okay. I'm not too crazy about his name either. There's an awkward beat before he gestures for you to take a seat by the fireplace. If I leave... God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. You were feeling very uncomfortable in this small space with this intimidating stranger. Oh, what is going on? Jim has a panicked look on his face as he takes in your words. But it's not safe to leave right now. You can stay here and leave later. This time you have enough room to move past him while grabbing your luggage on the way out. You step back outside towards your car. The icy wind whips across your form as you trudge outside with faltering determination. How long has it been since you've gotten here? It looks like the snow on the ground has already doubled, and more was coming down angrily. Maybe this isn't such a good idea. Keep going! You steer your determination again and push through the snow. Wait! You ignore Jim's pleas as you reach for your car door. Just get to the car. Just go! The cold bites your bare hands as you wrench open the driver's door. Your luggage is thrown unceremoniously over to the passenger side, and you focus on the sole goal of getting away from here. You can feel Jim's eyes on you through the windshield, but you don't dare look up as you start your car. He's in the ignition, engine roaring to life. The tires spin once, twice before catching traction. The car lurches violently, throwing your luggage onto the floor. White-knuckling the wheel, you slam the gas again. The wheels scream, the car doesn't move. Through the windshield, Jim strides towards you, his breath ragged plumes in the air. His expression isn't anger, it's concern. He yells at you from the other side of your car. You'll die out here. You jerk the gear shift into reverse. The tires spin uselessly, digging deeper into the ice. Ooh, stay out in your car, floor it again, stop and look at Jim. Wow, you have a lot, really do have a lot of options. Floor it again. Desperation fuels you. You'll burn out the engine if you have to. The engine shrieks in protest. Black smoke curls from the wheel wells. Jim doesn't flinch. He steps closer, palms slamming into the hood. Stop! You're not getting anywhere in the snow! The smell of burning rubber floods the cabin. The car groans, then dies with a shudder. Silence. Your breath fogs the glass as Jim slowly rounds your door. His shadow falls across you. His hand hovers over the door handle, not pulling, waiting. I don't know what happens if we don't give up. No, you're not giving up yet. What are you going to do about it? Jim glares back at you wordlessly, but steps back away from the car as you figure out what to do. I mean, we'll freeze if we get out of the car and walk. Yeah, let's do that though. There's that grocery store nearby, right? In frustration, you leave your car and start walking down where the road used to be. Also, why is none of, like, we should have an option where we call, like, the cabin people and say, like, hey, what the fuck is up? Also, was that not a red flag for her to go in? Like, the door was just open? Like, obviously, they would give you a key, or there's, like, a code on the door that lets you in, or there's a code in a key lockbox, and then you get the key from the lockbox and then open the door. Like, that's just weird. It's weird that we went inside with the door already open, and also failed to mention it to the people we're renting from. The cold instantly starts clawing at you to your core, and it's made apparent to you that your clothes aren't nearly insulated enough for this kind of weather. But you've got to leave. There's no way you're staying in the cabin with this guy. You don't hear Jim move from his spot near your car, or call out to you. He seemingly lets you go. The fire in your The fire you had when you made the decision to walk is dimming as your body temperature drops. How long have you been walking? It's getting harder to see through all of the snow. You reach your arm out in front of you, and you can barely see your hand. Uh-oh. You feel your limbs slowing down. When did the snow get so heavy? It's all white. Huh? Where did I lay down? In the snow? I'm so tired. I can't keep my eyes open anymore. There's a faint whisper. They wanted to take you, but I didn't let them. You feel warm. Huh? Your eyes flutter open, despite how tired you still feel. In a daze, you notice you're in an unknown room. It's nighttime now, but the storm sounds like it's still raging outside. Ah, Jim must have saved me. You attempt to move, but your limbs feel sluggish. And the bed is so warm. You start to relax, and soon, the storm outside starts to sound like white noise. The events of the day are taking their toll on you. Before you arrived, you were feeling excited. Now, after everything that has happened, you feel... attraction? What? Oh, are we supposed to be like, oh, my hero? Absolutely not. Although I guess now I know you could probably romance him. Oh, he's our love interest. That's our potential love interest, duh. I guess I just feel grateful, I guess, to not be in the snow. You're grateful for this cabin and Jim's hospitality so far. Things could have gone a lot worse, than all things considered. As you think about how you feel, you drift off to sleep, wondering what the rest of the week has in store for you. The darkness takes you, and you dream of being deep in the mountains. The air is viscous? Thick with the scent of old blood. From the abyss, a pair of gold moon-like eyes form a towering figure. The shadow moves, too fluid, too silent, just beyond your grasp. The trees scream, the ground heaves, and then... a sound. Low, guttural, laughing. Its voice is not sound, but vibration. The hum of a wasp's nest, the groan of a noose tightening. I see you're a clever creature, a cunning fox. Do you think you can outplay me? The voice scares you. You don't understand what it is. You try to get away from this haunting visage, but the damp, cold earth under your feet clings to you. Branches claw at your arms, leaving thin red trails in their wake. The less you understand, the rougher things get. The trees loom and the shadows laugh. The creature taunts you further. You tried to leave. You tried to run from the inevitable. I am the door you cannot close. You are home. The forest, it screams to you. The one who dreams the wolves! And then the darkness reaches for you. The voice calls to you once more. I'll let the whelp have you. Just for a little while. The whelp. Did I misread that? Day 2. The carving. We're gonna carve pumpkins and eat soup. You are marked now. The storm listens, the trees remember? Marked? Is it because we left the cabin? That's very interesting. You wake with a gasp, the remnants of the dream clinging to you like frost. Moonlit eyes burned into yours from the shadows of the pines, something that knew your name with a voice like crackling ice. Unconsciously, your fingers buried in the quilt, your pulse hammering like a trapped thing. Morning light seeps through the frosted windows. You wake to the sound of the gas stove clicking on and the flash of the flames. Jim is awake, moving through the cabin with the creak of floorboards under his careful steps. The bedroom door squeaks as you step out. Jimothy. Jim keeps his back to you, fingers fumbling with the coffee tin like it's the most fascinating thing in the world. You're finally awake. The weight of yesterday's events pressed against your ribs like a bruise. Your failed escape attempt. The silence between you isn't empty. It's full of everything left unsaid about the storm, about the way he carried you inside, about how close you came to dying. I guess I'll say thank you. Thank you, Jim, for bringing me in last night. He stills for a couple of heartbeats. When he finally turns, his eyes are dark with something you can't name. Depression. Oh, I don't know, sadness. Just don't do that again. You sit down at the table. Okay. Jim sets a chipped mug on the table and joins you. Steam curls from it, ghostly in the cold air. He doesn't speak. The silence stretches, taut as a tripwire. Oh, Jinx, it's for you. What? Jim pushes the mug towards you, an offering. I didn't realize we were on a first-name basis. His eyes dart around the room, a nervous habit you're beginning to recognize. I guess I'll take the mug. The drink inside is hot cocoa, hot and fragrant, exactly as you like it. The scent wraps around you, warm and familiar. You hadn't realized how thirsty you were until now. Jim watches you intently. I'm scared now. What if he tries to drug me? I mean, I don't see why. We were just passed out. It's probably not drugged, because if he wanted to do anything to us, he could have done it before, after we'd passed out and been brought back to the cabin. So I think it might be okay to drink. You take a sip from the mug, and it's good. Really good. You drink a big gulp before you even realize it. Jim's shoulders unclench, just a fraction. I'm glad you like it. Jim's posture softens. He watches you with something like gratitude, his fingers tapping in absent rhythm against the table. The steam from your mug curls between you like a disorienting fog. Jim watches, not the drink, not your hands, but the space where your lips will meet the rim. The silence stretches, charged with something unspoken. The warmth of your drink spreads through your chest, familiar and comforting. Is it good? How's the temperature? I don't know what's going on. Not that it's perfect. With pride barely hidden, a flicker of satisfaction crosses his face. He leans back in his chair, fingers drumming once against the table. I remembered how you take it. Huh? But, like, the one time we had hot chocolate, he remembered from the one time? Before you know it, you've drank it all. Jim holds out his hand and takes your mug, and you oblige. Then he busies himself with taking your mugs to the sink, but you catch the way his thumb rubs over the spot your lips just touched. You must be hungry. I'll make you some food to go with your drink. He crouches down and pulls out a cooler from under the sink. You think you heard the click of a lock, but you can't see past Jim's forearm. He places some ingredients on the counter. Flour, potatoes, onion, eggs, and toast. Why Why are the ingredients locked up? It's not too fancy, but it'll do. Jim moves with quiet efficiency at the stove as he layers ingredients into a cast iron pan. I think I'll just watch him. You lean against the counter, arms crossed, observing. Jim doesn't rush. Every motion is deliberate, practiced. His hands work with practiced efficiency, too fast for you to track what spices he adds to the cast iron pan. He cracks eggs one-handed, whisks them smooth, and hums under his breath when he thinks you're not listening. At one point, he glances over, catching your stare. See something you like? What is happening? Also, I think it's really funny. This spot on the fireplace looks like abs. I don't know what's going on in this guy's head. I don't know him. He is a stranger. I think it's weird that he knows how I take my hot chocolate. The bringing me in from the storm I think is nice. That's very kind. Thank you for not murdering me, but it's giving stalker and it scares me. I'm terrified right now. It's like our options are gonna be dead, locked up in Jim's basement, or living a lovely, happy life with Jim. And that's all really scary. Can I respond the eggs? The eggs, I like the eggs. His voice is teasing, but his ears are faintly pink. He turns back to the stove, but not before you catch the smile he can't suppress. When he serves you, he leans in close as he sets the plate down. Hope you like it. Pancakes, toast, eggs, and it looks like hash browns. Or home fries. The food is simple but perfect. Fluffy eggs, crispy potatoes, pancakes, toast, slathered in some kind of jam. Jim left the jar of preserves open on the table for you, wafting a sweet scent to you in case you wanted more. Your stomach grumbles loudly at the sight and smell. Has he eaten yet? Why is it just us who's eating? Good, you have an appetite. Go on and dig in. Why am I the only one eating? He doesn't eat. Oh, okay, so he is eating too. He doesn't eat until you do. His gaze never leaves your face. Jim watches you take the first bite, his fingers drumming the table until you nod approval. The pancakes are just sweet enough. The preserves taste like blackberries and something darker? Iron? No, just your imagination. Definitely not blood or anything. Nope, never. Never that. Is he a vampire? Or a cannibal? Yeah, cannibal in the woods. Cabin in the woods, cannibal in the woods. And this is a cabin in the woods too. The food is delicious but leaves you oddly drowsy. Oh my god, no! No! This is like that one visual novel with the doctor, and I think it's called Prescription Love, where he always feeds us drugs in our food, and then we pass out and go to sleep, and then we wake up and we're like, oh my god, I'm so drowsy, I keep sleeping, I'm so sleepy, what's going on? And he's like, you just need to recover, it's okay. And then we're like, yeah, maybe, okay, you're right. And then he's like, here, I brought you your food. And then you're like, okay, this shit's delicious. And then you're like, holy shit, oh my god, I'm really tired again. Oh, I need to go to sleep. And then you go to sleep, and then you wake up, and then he's like, here, I'm back with your next meal. And you're like, why am I just sleep all the time? I'm awake long enough to eat, and that's it. That's what's going on here. I don't like it, I'm scared. He smiles, watching you eat and noting how you feel from the look on your face. Good food will make you sleepy, huh? His voice is light, but his fingers quickly tap the table twice, like he's counting. Halfway through, he pushes his mug toward you. Try this. Before you realize it, you take a sip of his spiced tea, and it's just sweet enough. When you hand it back, his thumb brushes the place your lips touched. Both of you finish up quickly, and Jim takes your plate to the sink. As he's washing up, Jim hums. The tune is unfamiliar, oddly rhythmic. You've never heard it before, almost like a lullaby or a chant. When Jim notices your attention, he stops abruptly and turns away. It's just a song from my childhood. Jim pauses at the sink, looking out the window. The storm still rages, but he has a serene look on his face. Could get used to this. The fireplace crackles as Jim moves to kneel by the hearth, rearranging logs with unnecessary focus. His sleeves are rolled up slightly as he works. Pale scars peek beneath the fabric. When he notices you watching, he smiles, but his fingers twitch like he's counting something under his breath. Not much to do indoors, I'm afraid. Never really had guests before. Just me and the quiet. The firelight catches the edges of the wolf carvings on the mantle. I've got books and a puzzle if you'd like. Could make do? Can we talk? I would like to talk. I'd like to discuss why the fuck I'm in your cabin instead of the one that I rented. Can we do that? Can we talk about that? Jim freezes for a beat, then laughs, a stained, breathy sound. You both go to sit by the fireplace. He sits too close, knees bumping yours. Talk. Right. Sure. What about? Why I'm here? He toys with the sleeve, tugging it down, as he thinks about what to say next. You ask about the carvings. What priorities? Why are we just like, okay, this is normal? It's not normal. I understand there's a snowstorm outside. But first of all, why have we not called? If I remember correctly, there's a landline that we can use to make phone calls. So I don't know where our phone is, but even if we don't have our phone, we can use the landline. We can call our Airbnb host, and we can phone a friend and be like, hey, fam, I'm in a cabin with a stranger, I don't know why. This is like Hallmark turned scary. I mean, I know like in a lot of Hallmark movies, like everything seems like cutesy and romantic and stuff, and like this is kind of the same vibe, but I'm also just really freaked out by the fact that none of my concerns are being addressed. Like at least in Hallmark they address them, but it's usually with something like dumb or silly that makes no sense. You ask about the carvings. Jim's shoulders relax too much as he lifts the large wolf from the mantle. He runs a thumb along the wolf's spine, where the grain splits like an old wound. Started whittling after I left home. Kept my hands busy. Oh, that's really sad. Funny thing, the wood carries a lot of memories. I'm glad he found a positive outlet for himself, though. He leans in and hands it to you, pressing the carving into your palms. His fingers linger, too warm. Tell me something you remember. Doesn't matter what. Something true. That I'm supposed to be renting something like a cabin that should be this one, but you're here. Is this your— what's going on? His thumb presses your wrist. For a second, the pulse you feel isn't yours. I remember anywhere, I don't remember much. Huh? What? Did we lose our memories? Because that also happens in Hallmark movies. People lose their memories, and then that's like the thing that like explains all the weird, bizarre things that are happening away. Oh, I had a nightmare last night. Jim goes very still. The shadows behind him sway. I'm sorry about that. But dreams can just be dreams, not real. Jim's expression softens. His thumb traces your wrist like he's counting your pulse. Sometimes, though, I think dreams are doors. You ought to be careful what you invite in. He seems to catch himself clearing his throat awkwardly. His fingers finally uncurled around your wrist as he got up. Anything else you want to do? I want to address why I'm in the same house or cabin as this guy. Why? Apparently it's his, like he lives here. I think it's pretty obvious, I think. Unless he's just been staying in this cabin without the owners knowing. Oh my god, that could be it too. It's like that one movie, Barbarian. Jesus. Yep, this is Hallmark meets Barbarian. I kind of just want to go back to my room. Yeah, we're gonna do that. You mentioned heading to your room, and Jim still's thinking. His fingers tap once, sharp, against his arm. Then he smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. Tired already? Oh, he doesn't move to stop you, but as you turn, you catch his reflection in the darkened window. Guess the cold gets to folks faster than I remember. Used to it myself. His expression is raw, jaw clenched, like a man watching something precious slip through his fingers. I'll come get you when it's dinner time. Get some rest for now. Okay, what's up with the scary wolf? You head back to your room, for now, the door clicking closed behind you. Where's our bag? The sound is soft, final. You sit on the edge of the bed, the weight of the day pressing into your shoulders like hands. You stare out the frost-veined glass. The storm still rages, snow piling in drifts against the pane. Your breath fogs the cold surface. Your breath evens out, fogging the glass in rhythmic pulses. Without realizing it, you trace the same looping pattern Jim uses to stir his coffee into the glass. You were feeling more accepting of your situation, or maybe resigned is a better word. The snow no longer looks threatening, just inevitable, like the turn of seasons. Think about what you've seen. Yeah, let's do that. The wind howls outside as you lie stiffly beneath the quilt, staring at the ceiling. You reflect on what you've seen today. The first day staying in the cabin with Jim. The shadows stretch across your room, and you begin to wonder if it's evening time yet. Jim hasn't come to get you, but the hunger in your stomach pulls you out of bed. Yikes. When you get up, you notice the door is slightly ajar. Did we fall asleep? You could have sworn that you'd closed it. The storm has trapped you both inside for another day. The wind howls through the cracks in the cabin walls, but Jim seems almost content. He sits at the table, a small knife in hand, whittling away at a block of oak. His movements are careful and precise, like a man performing a sacred rite. He doesn't look at you, but you catch the way his fingers linger over the wood, shaping it with something like reverence. I guess let's just watch quietly. You stay planted where you are, hoping not to disturb him. The sound of scraping continues. Eventually, Jim begins to become aware of your gaze as he finishes his work. It's a cute little rabbit. It's a carving of a rabbit, a small, fragile thing, ears folded back, body coiled as if ready to flee. When the carving is finished, Jim hesitates. His thumb brushes over the creature's back, passing over its form. He sets it on the table, facing away from you. You look at the finished carving, a silent offering, unacknowledged. It is not for you. Not yet. Maybe never. Wow! We have so many options! I think I would like to explore some of these other options in like a future video, perhaps. I kinda wanna break it, but I'm scared. I also want to take it, but I'm scared that it's like actually not for me, so I think we're gonna ignore it. Jim takes the carving and pockets it. Jim wordlessly leaves the room to retire for the night, not even bothering to say goodnight. With nothing else to do, you also head back to your room. So no dinner? The bed creaks as you settle in. The blanket's too stiff, the air too still. This is weird! You try to sleep, but it comes in shallow waves. Each time you start to drift to sleep, the shadows at the edges of the room seem to shift just slightly. A thud, a muffled curse, the creak of floorboards bearing weight. The cabin is too quiet for the sound to be anything but deliberate. You sit up. A sliver of light bleeds under your door. Someone's still awake. You are drawn to the noise and venture out of your room. Night falls heavy over the cabin, the fire reduced to embers. The wind is quieted, but the silence is worse, thick with unsaid words. Jim stands by the window, his back to you, fingers absently tracing the edge of the wood carving knife. You can see the tension in his shoulders, the way his breath fogs the glass in uneven bursts. He knows you're watching. He always knows. Jim? A shudder runs through him when you call out to him. For a long moment he doesn't move. Then, slowly, he sets the carving knife away and turns to face you. When Jim turns to face you, the moonlight paints his face in blue and shadow, his eyes dark and unreadable. There's something raw in his expression, something hungry and hesitant all at once. Couldn't sleep, but you should be asleep. His voice is rough, raw. Agree and head back to your room. I'm scared. I'm scared that we're gonna die if we don't make friends with Jim. I couldn't sleep either. You state back at him simply, and he tenses. The air between you is charged, electric. He swallows hard, his gaze flickering to your lips, then away, like he's afraid of what he might do if he looks too long. Why is that an option? Why is that an option? I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay. What if we just step forward slowly? He starts leaning towards you, but turns his head at the last second. His jaw clenches. You don't know if he's talking to you or himself, but his hands are fisted in your shirt, pulling you closer even as he pushes you away. Okay. It's just, this is a horror game. It's not a romance game. Okay, I guess we'll see what happens if I kiss him. When you try again, he lets you, but the kiss is brief, bitter. He breaks it with a sharp inhale. You'll regret this. Jim suddenly pulls away from you like he's been touched by fire. I have to go. Oh my god, he's gonna murder us. He begins grabbing his heavy winter clothes and heads for the door. You reach out to him, but he gives you a dangerous look. Don't follow me. He leaves the cabin, the door slamming behind him. The door clicks shut behind him and there's a beat of silence. Then the unmistakable click of a lock engaging. Let's look at the window. Through the window, you see Jim's retreating figure, his shoulders hunched against the wind and snow. It looks like he's holding something. He doesn't look back. Oh my god, wait, I really want to follow him. Okay, we're gonna follow him. You're reaching for the door before you realize it. The handle is cold under your palm, the metal biting into your skin as you twist it. It doesn't budge. Well, duh, because it's locked! Is there not a lock from inside the house? That's freaky. That's why the door wasn't— oh wait, no. He wasn't inside the house. He was outside the house. So the door should have been locked. Oh my gosh. This is too much. I mean, we can pound on the door, but I don't think anything's gonna happen, so just give up. And I guess you can look at the door. It's a double-sided deadbolt. Jim has locked you in the cabin for the night. Double-sided deadbolt. Are you telling me that there's a deadbolt on the inside and the outside of the door? So you can literally lock someone inside the house? That's insane. You hear a distant axe hitting wood outside over and over and over. The night stretches on, and Jim's touch lingers like a brand. And Jim seems to have no intention of returning tonight. Ew, the eyes are almost glowing. With nothing else to do, you head back to your room. You lay back down in your bed, filled with thoughts of Jim, but your eyes grow heavy with sleep. The storm murmurs against the windows, a lullaby of wind and creaking wood. You drift into sleep, and the dream comes like a whisper. You stand in a cathedral of snow-laden trees, their branches clawing at a sky as deep as oblivion. The air smells of frost and something older. Moss, blood, burnt sugar. The wind howls louder, rattling the trees like something begging to be let in. Before you is bare earth. The ground twitches where your shadow falls. You feel something between your teeth, and when you pick it out, a white flower, moist from your insides, sliver veins, throb mockingly at you. You don't recall their name, yet your tongue forms the shape of it anyway. Moon petals. Is that what they're called? How do you know? There are wolf tracks, deep, deliberate. They lead you forward without a choice, the trees seemingly curving into you, pulling you in. Ooh. Something moves in the dark. Not a wolf, not a man. A shape with too many joints, its shadow stretching further than the light would allow. Should allow. And those eyes, they glow impossibly bright, drinking up the shadows. A voice hums. Jim's voice? No, deeper. It curls through the trees in fragments. What do you have, rabbit? Your palms grow heavy. You unclench your fists to reveal it's a moon petal, pressed and dried. It pulses in your hand with a secret life. Its mouth doesn't move, the words echoing off the trees. How curious, you hunger for him, even as you tremble in his hands. I've seen how you lean into his shadow. Stay a little longer. I've been starved for you for so long. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is pretty good. I think I'm digging this vibe so far. This is genuinely terrifying. I hope you all enjoyed. A link to this game will be in the description below, and I will see you in the next video where I hopefully can explore some more options of this game. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.